Our story begins in the ancient village of Shilpgram, the village of sculptors, where the air is thick with dust and the rhythmic sound of chisels on stone. Here we meet Dhruv, a thin boy of 16 with intense, watchful eyes. He is not a master sculptor, but an apprentice, sweeping the stone dust in a sprawling workshop. His clothes are simple, frayed at the edges. He watches the older men, his hands twitching, mimicking their movements in the air. His eyes are drawn to a large, unfinished statue of a warrior in the center of the workshop. It is majestic, powerful. It is his secret dream to one day create something like that. His guru, an old man named Guru Vardhan, with a face like a weathered map, observes him silently. The guru is stern, his eyes missing nothing. One day, a royal proclamation is read in the village square. A herald on an elephant announces a competition. The Maharaja of the region seeks a new Murthy, a sacred statue of the goddess of hope, for the main temple in his capital. The winner will receive immense wealth, the title of Raj Shilpi, royal sculptor, and their work will be worshipped for centuries. The other sculptors, like the arrogant Ranjit, from a wealthy family of artists, smile with confidence. Ranjit has the best tools, the finest marble, and a team of assistants. Dhruv watches, his heart pounding. It's an impossible dream. He is just a sweeper. That evening, as the sun casts long shadows, he approaches his guru. In a timid voice, Dhruv says, "Guruji, I wish to compete." Guru Vardhan doesn't even look up from polishing a small stone idol. In a gruff voice, he replies, "To compete, you need hands that can shape stone, not just sweep its dust. You need a soul that has felt the weight of a mountain, not just dreamed of climbing it. Go." The floor is still dirty. Dhruv's face falls, but as he turns away, the guru speaks again, his voice softer. "The mountain does not care who climbs it. It only respects the one who refuses to stop, even when their hands bleed and their lungs burn." Dhruv stops. He understands. This is his first lesson. This is his challenge. Dhruv is awake before the sun. The village is asleep. He is in a corner of the workshop, not with fine marble, but with a discarded, misshapen block of ordinary sandstone. He has no fine tools, just an old, heavy chisel and a mallet. We see a close-up of his hands, soft and untrained, as they blister within the first hour. He winces but doesn't stop. Day after day, he sweeps the workshop by day, learning every curve and line of the master's work. By night, he attacks his stone. The dust coats his hair, his face, his clothes. The seasons change. Monsoons lash the village. Dhruv works under a leaky thatched roof, the rain mixing with his sweat and stone dust. Winters bring a biting chill. He works with numb fingers, blowing on them for warmth. All the while, we see Ranjit in contrast, working in comfort. He directs assistants, sketches on fine parchment, and casually selects the most pristine white marble. He occasionally glances at Dhruv and scoffs. Then comes a moment of failure. Dhruv's early attempts are clumsy. The proportions are wrong. He smashes a failed sculpture in frustration, the pieces flying. He sits by the river, his head in his hands, on the verge of giving up. But then, he sees an old spider repairing its intricate web, strand by strand, after a bird has torn it. He watches an ant carry a grain of rice 10 times its size, overcoming every obstacle. He returns to the workshop. His eyes have a new fire. He isn't just carving anymore. He is studying. He finds ancient texts on the science of arts and pores over them by candlelight. This is the core of the addiction. The work is no longer a chore. It is his breath. His hands are now a map of scars and calluses. They are strong, sure. He moves with a new grace. The chisel is an extension of his will. He doesn't just see a block of stone. He sees the goddess trapped within it. His job is to set her free. Guru Vardhan watches from the shadows. A rare, almost imperceptible smile touches his lips. He sees the boy is no longer just working. He is becoming one with the stone. But then, the ultimate setback. One night, a deep crack appears in his stone. Fatal flaw. It runs right down the center of what would be the goddess's face. Dhruv stares at it, his heart shattered. Months of work, ruined. He collapses in exhaustion and despair. Dhruv sits before his cracked stone. The competition is just a week away. All is lost.
Guru Fardhan approaches.
He looks at the crack, then at Dhruv's defeated face. The guru says, "A crack is not an end, Dhruv. It is a story, a river on a map, a vein on a leaf. It tells of the pressure it survived. Do not hide it. Tell its story." The words strike Dhruv like lightning. He looks at the crack not as a flaw but as a feature. He works with a frenzy he has never known before. He doesn't try to hide the crack. He carves around it. He deepens it, shapes it, turns it into a flowing line of divine energy, a tear of hope rolling down the goddess's cheek, a symbol of the struggles she overcomes for her devotees. The crack becomes the soul of the statue. The day of the competition arrives. The royal palace courtyard is magnificent. Kings, queens, and priests sit on velvet cushions. Ranjit unveils his statue first. It is technically flawless. The goddess is beautiful, serene, carved from pure white marble. The crowd gasps at its perfection. It is a beautiful body. Ranjit smirks at Dhruv. Tea is Dhruv's turn. He brings his simple statue, covered in a coarse cloth. Whispers ripple through the crowd. The stone is ordinary sandstone, not marble. He unveils it. A collective silence falls. The goddess is not just serene. She is alive. Her eyes hold a universe of compassion born from struggle. The line of the crack runs down her cheek like a sacred tear, making her look not like a distant deity, but a mother who has felt pain and offers hope. It is not just a beautiful body. It has a soul. The Maharaja, a wise old man, slowly walks from Ranjit's statue to Dhruv's. He circles Ranjit's work and says, "This is perfection of technique. It pleases the eye." He then stands before Dhruv's statue, his eyes filled with emotion. He says to the court, "But this is perfection of spirit," speaks to the soul. It reminds us that hope is not born from ease, but from the cracks in our lives that we learn to turn into rivers of strength. He turns to Dhruv. "You have not just carved a goddess, son. You have carved the story of hope itself. You are the Raj Shilpi." The courtyard erupts in cheers. Dhruv looks at his scarred hands, then at his guru, who has a single tear of pride rolling down his weathered cheek. Ranjit stands humbled, finally understanding. Years pass. Dhruv's statue is installed in the grand temple. Sunlight streams through the window, illuminating the crack-turned tear, making it glow. Dhruv is now a man, his face showing the same wisdom as his guru. He is teaching a new generation of apprentices, including a young, wide-eyed boy who sweeps the floors. He takes the boy aside and points to a block of stone. He doesn't give him instructions. He just places a chisel in his hand and looks at him with the same knowing gaze his guru once gave him. The legacy continues. They said the stone was too hard. They said my dream was too big. They were right, but they forgot one thing. The human spirit is harder. Get addicted to the work. Fall in love with the struggle. Let your scars become your story, and your breaks become your strength. Because when you refuse to give up, when you pour your soul into your craft, everything will happen. Not just the victory, but the journey. The journey itself becomes the reward.